my
Oh
God,
my God,
bro. G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe? Dude. Motherfucker. It's f***ing fake, bro. It's f***ing fake.
History has been made for probably the first time ever. A YouTuber with less than 5,000 subscribers has convinced another YouTuber with over 20 million subscribers to check and make sure that something that they own is legitimate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, obviously I am talking about the Logan Paul sealed first edition base set booster box case drama that's been going on all over the place for the past couple weeks. If you haven't seen this, if you want to get caught up to speed real quick, basically Logan Paul spent $3.5 million to purchase the only sealed first edition base set Pokemon booster case in existence. Has 6 first edition base set booster boxes inside of it. He paid $3.5 million to purchase this, and then it was sealed and authenticated by BBCE, and this popped up and he put it online, and then all of a sudden people were hyped, and then Rattle Pokemon, a YouTuber with just under 5,000 subscribers, started doing some digging, and make a long story short, made a series of videos showing why this booster box case is fake, and showing why the origin stories were suspicious and the previous owners were suspicious. This was insane. And today, probably for the first time ever in history, a YouTuber with 5,000 subscribers convinced a YouTuber with 20 million subscribers to do something. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr.Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, that God loves you, and that there is an awesome plan for your life. If you haven't already gotten your entries into the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, where I will be opening every single Sword and Shield booster box to date live on YouTube on January 28th. If you haven't got your entries, make sure to click the link down in the description below to get your free entries. And if you are a channel member, if you're a channel member and supporter of the channel, by clicking that join button down there, you will be eligible for extra giveaways, extra avatars, all kinds of cool stuff like that. That break is going to be absolutely amazing. By the way, guys, if this is your first time to the channel and you like all things Pokemon, I try to bring you 3 videos a week on Pokemon, so hit that subscription button if you don't want to miss anything. And the big topic of the day is about an hour ago, Logan Paul put out an official video saying that he got scammed for $3.5 million. This is probably the biggest scam in collecting card history. This is insane. So basically what's happened is over the past few weeks, Rattle Pokemon has made a series of videos digging in and saying, essentially, this booster case that Logan Paul bought is more than likely fake, and lining out all these reasons why it would be fake. Why the label was incorrect to the labels that were used on booster box cases back then. Why there was issues with the box. Why there was issues with the tape. Why there was issues with the UPC code. All these different things that make a lot of sense when you dive into it. And so he made these videos, and it seems like Logan Paul took it seriously. And over the weekend, Logan Paul went to, I think it was Chicago, to where BBCE is, the company that authenticated and sealed the case. And they do a lot of sports card stuff, and they're a very, very well-known name in authentication for sports and sports cards memorabilia and things of that nature. So they went there and opened the box, and it was fake. All of the booster boxes were fake, and they were filled with G.I. Joe trading cards. And the very interesting thing is before they opened the box, the guy that authenticated the case was saying, here's why I authenticated it, and here's the reasons that I determined that it was legitimate. And they were reasons that were actually antithetical or opposite of the reasons Rattle Pokemon said, hey, these things don't matter, these things don't, this isn't what we're really looking for, these can be fabricated. He wasn't looking at the UPC code. He wasn't looking at the fact that the majority of the booster box cases from that time were printed on thermal labels, and the printing would fade, not ink labels, where this one was specifically printed on an ink label. All kinds of weird things like that. And if a YouTuber like Rattle Pokemon can just do a little homework and figure that out, why is somebody who is supposed to be like one of the top tier authenticators in a very well-known authentication company, why does he not know these things? Why is he not aware of these things to make sure that this case is authentic? That's a huge, huge concern. That's a big, big thing to be worried about, and we'll come back to that later. But officially, this case is fake. So huge shout out to Rattle Pokemon for doing this deep dive and getting Logan Paul to actually move on this and actually take action and determine and find out and open it and determine that it is actually fake. Good job, Rattle Pokemon. Also, good job to Toucanto and OK J-Love, because the video Logan Paul put out, they had little screenshots of their videos in it. So big props to you guys, two other Pokemon YouTubers that are making great content. But this is a crazy landmark situation. Probably one of the largest scams ever. And I made a video about a week ago speculating on if this was intentional, if this was an orchestrated hoax. Was this a publicity stunt by Logan and his team? And I was on the fence. I wasn't sure. But after watching this video and seeing how he seemed to be devastated and seeing how the guy who authenticated the box, as he's opening it, his lips are quivering and he just looks like dumbfounded. Like you can tell that this man is opening this box and what's going through his mind is, oh my God, I just staked my reputation in front of an audience of 20 million people and made a boob of myself, made a fool of myself. You can see the quiver in his lips. So that combined with Logan Paul's reaction makes it to where I'm not sure anymore. I'm not certain if this was a publicity stunt or if just Logan just trusted the BBCE authentication, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, they're a well-known name in authentication. So I'd love to know what you guys think. This is a crazy situation. This is a crazy scenario. Like not very many of us are going to have $3.5 million to throw down on something like that. And think what you want about Logan. Say what you want about Logan, whatever the case may be, whatever his motivations may be, all that out the window. He's still a human being like you and me. He has hopes and desires and dreams. And this kind of sucks. Like fortunately for him, the guy that he bought it from told him that if it was fake, he would refund him. And we've seen some updates on some other well-known Instagram accounts saying that Logan Paul has been refunded, but the guy that Logan bought it from, Shine, has yet to be refunded and is being dodged. So I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that's happening here trying to figure out who was the one that actually was doing the counterfeiting of the case and who knew it was counterfeit. That'll be interesting to find out when that comes out. But here's something, here's the real underlying issue, the thing that I'm curious about. This guy who supposedly authenticated the box, or is on the team of the people that authenticated the box, or works for BBC or whatever. Rattle Pokemon had showed some emails with this gentleman, and he claims that he's the one that authenticates all of the vintage booster packs for PSA. He's authenticating all of the booster packs for PSA, and he's authenticating all these other things for PSA. If he can't authenticate a booster case, something that's worth $3.5 million, and he authenticates it incorrectly, and there's been cases where vintage booster packs, Pokemon booster packs by PSA have been cracked, the case been cracked, the packs open, and they were resealed. If he can't authenticate those properly, how many authenticated and graded PSA items are out there that can't be trusted? How many things that are authenticated by BBCE can't be trusted? That's the scary thing beyond all this, right? Like you and I, the majority of y'all watching this and myself, it's very unlikely that we'll be at a place in life where we're going to purchase a collectible that's worth $3.5 million. I hope. I mean, hey, that'd be crazy if one day I get to that point, or if you can get to that point, that'd be awesome. But the reality is we probably aren't going to be dealing with numbers that crazy high, maybe a couple $1,000s, something like that. But even so, I don't want to buy something for a couple $1,000s that is a PSA authenticated whatever, or an authenticated whatever by whomever, because that's the whole purpose of authentication, right? Is that you're supposed to be able to trust them. And I've made videos in the past showing like, hey, here's how you can spot a fake PSA slab. Here's how you can spot a fake this, that, or the other, because you shouldn't always just trust the authentication. You should do a little bit of homework yourself, because where there's money to be made, there will be counterfeits. And sadly, I think Logan Paul made that mistake. He just assumed the authentication would be okay. And the guy that did the authentication assumed that everything was fine based on, apparently he had very, very little knowledge. So why is this guy who has very little knowledge authenticating this box? It's something very interesting to consider. But definitely history made today. Rattle Pokemon was right. Rattle Pokemon was right. Everybody that was mean to him, everybody that called him a fool, called him an idiot, Rattle Pokemon was correct. So, props to Rattle Pokemon for doing his due diligence and doing some crazy investigative work. Just good job. But the big issue that I find with this is how many graded and authenticated collectibles are out there from companies that we trust that are not actually authentic. All right, my friends, I hope I earned your subscription today. Check out some of these other videos. Lots of cool stuff I know you'll enjoy. If you haven't already, hit that subscription button and that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up because likes are free. And like I always say, find somebody to love and serve today and be the change you want to see in the world. We'll see you next time.